Now you can talk.
Now that the volume's actually on.
Oh my gosh.
It's Monday after a quilt show, y'all. Well, you know, hey.
Things might be a little weird today.
Oh my gosh.
They can hear us talking during the countdown. They can't hear us when we're live. Ew. Good morning. Welcome to...
Oh, cut up and sew. What's up?
Yeah. I tried saying it with your enthusiasm when I was solo, and I just didn't roll off my tongue yet. I can't figure it out. So, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, we started the countdown a little late, and then we were walking around just catching up, chatting, and then we realized, thank goodness I turned my... Well, we weren't saying anything bad, obviously, but we were like, yeah, they can hear us. They probably heard us talk about how much we loved you guys and how lucky we are to be doing this still 101 episodes later.
We missed the last.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I was bummed that I was solo for the 100th. I was like, oh, and it dawned on me like right as I was going live. I was putting it in. I was like, oh my God, the 100th episode. Good morning, everybody. I won't go down the list, but everybody's saying good morning.
Wow. There's a lot of people already. Good morning.
Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Instagram. Let's see. All right, I got a bunch of stuff here. Where do we start? I guess with my sticky note. Quilt show was a massive success thanks to you guys. It was awesome. You took classes.
I did. This is my class. One of my classes.
The paper piecing, right?
Yes. And this was a great class, and I had a good time.
Karen,
it was well worth the time.
When the educator, Karen.
Yes, and thank you. I can't remember. You should have told me you were going to ask.
I'm sorry. You didn't get the memo.
I didn't get the memo. I'm sorry.
Karen, forgive us. I loved her.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't super aware of her, but I saw her quilt. But just talking to her, I was like, ooh, good energy. Like she seemed fun and super Nina-esque.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Very excited.
She was very awesome. She was fun to be around, and she's just a wealth of knowledge. And she did this thing that I've never seen anybody do. But when she was going from sort of one thought to another, she'd sort of jump. And it was, I just kind of kept waiting for her to jump.
That's cute. I could see her doing that. She was very cute, but I loved her energy. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there were some people that took classes every single day, all day. Uh-huh. And I could see them getting a little bit tired. So all I did was go in and say good morning and try to get them a little bit excited, but tough crowd towards the end of the week.
Yeah.
And I see Lynn said, good morning. I wish I was as awake as you guys are. We're faking it pretty well. At least I am. I'll speak for myself.
No, I've been awake for a couple hours, so I'm all there.
But I'm also recovering from Quilt Week. Right outside these doors is a U-Haul that is packed full of stuff, which, yay, rainy day, unloading day. Can't wait.
Well, it's not really raining. It's just cloudy, so you won't get hot.
It won't be hot. Hey, half full.
That's
I love
right.
it. I love it. All right. So thank you to everybody that did go to Quilt Fest AQS Quilt Week and stopped by and saw us. I love Daytona because it's so close to home. Mm-hmm. So we get to see so many of our friends. It's awesome. But every single time we make new friends as well.
That's right.
I saw a bunch of new people joining the Cut Up and Sew crew. Yeah. So welcome. We do this every Monday.
This is awesome. Welcome to you all.
Yeah, we do this every Monday. So what's up? And I blab about all the fun things coming up, shop hops and giveaways and stuff like that. Show some fabric. And then Joann will do some sort of either inspirational talk or an actual quilting tip or trick.
We'll see what happens.
Who knows?
Who knows? You never know.
That's right. So
I never know.
At the quilt show, of course, if you didn't get to go, no worries. We will be at Quilt Fest, also Lakeland. But this show, we had a lot of booths. We had the Bernina booth, we had the AccuQuilt booth, June Taylor booth, Arrow Kangaroo booth, and the Cut Up and Sew booth. That means 5 booths with a lot of specials. And since everybody couldn't go, we figured, hey, let's let those specials kind of roll on through until the end of the month, which is Friday. Yeah. So if you missed the show, or if you were at the show and you didn't pull the trigger, you had to go home and sleep on it, I get it. Give us a call because both locations will honor the quilt show specials until this Friday. And just FYI, not all of the product is going to be at both stores. So you may want to call ahead if there's a specific something that somebody's already
Somebody's
calling.
calling.
Look at that, right on cue. But if there's a specific item that you want, give us a call before you dash out to whichever location, because it may be either in the truck still, or we may have to order it for you, or it may be at the other location. So we sold out of almost all of the AccuQuilt. I think we left with one cutter, and we brought a lot. So
Wow.
yeah, great problem to have. But we can order, we can drop ship, we can get you the special. So just rest assured, no stress.
Awesome.
Yeah. And Bernina machines, I'll just go ahead and say this. I can't tell you the pricing, but we took 25 570s to the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
We sold a lot of those. But here's the deal. I don't want to send the rest of them back. So I know there was a handful of people waiting. Call the St. Augustine store for the Bernina 570 deal. They know what's going on. They'll take care of you, and you can still get that show special.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people calling this early. This is wild.
Monday, they've missed us.
We're doing so. What's up?
That's
Can't
right.
call right now.
We're busy.
We're busy. Okay, so
We'll be back.
after show specials, check. Shop Hop.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's wrinkly, so I put my jacket on over it because we just got them in. Shop Hop is almost here. All Florida Shop Hop. I'm excited.
Starts on Saturday, right?
Yep.
It
March
is Saturday,
Mhm.
which means, are we open this first
We are
Sunday?
this Sunday, yeah.
I said it like all weekend. I'll sleep when I'm dead. But okay, so All Florida Shop Hop is year 3 that we've done this? Right, our
It's a
third year.
period.
Best fabric yet.
That's
So
true.
we are running out of bolts, out of certain collections, out of panels, different ones in each location. So get your pre-order fabric. Get your fabric now.
Pre-order.
Pre-order your
Pre-order.
fabric now.
Thank you. You guys are going to translate for me this morning. And you can pick it up Saturday, which is really, really close. I just don't want you to wait because panels are almost gone. If you're interested, come in ASAP. Go to the website. You can look at it. Call us.
Mhm.
You just
And you
can't.
want to show them the panel that's back there?
It is there. That's right.
That's one of them.
I think we have a couple of these panels
You don't
left.
need
The
one.
pink one in Palm Coast is definitely sold out because Nancy's making me a shirt. But I think they still have a few in St. Augustine.
Mhm.
Don't quote me on that because I wasn't in the store all week.
Website.
So yeah, check the website. This is a really cool panel. So I love this year's fabric.
Do we have books here and in St. Augustine?
So I don't know. We do have books in St. Augustine magazines, which is your passport. But I don't know if there's any on the truck because we took them to the quilt show.
But there's still some here on the registered counters.
Not a lot.
Oh, okay.
So-
Well, Pat's asking. Oh, yeah, for that. On YouTube.
Pat on YouTube, we still have. You can have this one right here.
Go to the website.
So go to the website or call us at 10 a.m. because we're here. So and we can put your name on it and either save it for you or do whatever. We can ship it to you. You just got to pay for shipping, but it won't be much. It's just a magazine. So, and I cannot wait for this fabric to come in because we did order it. And according to our QT rep, we are the only, like literally the only store that got the silver gray colorway, which is really cool. Everybody did the blue, but I'll be honest with you, the blue's pretty. It's really pretty. The gray, the silver is, in my opinion, way cooler.
Pat on YouTube says, awesome. Will you sign it for her?
Absolutely. I wish there was a picture. You know what? I'll sign it on our Cut Up and Sew page. I wish there was a picture of me in there.
We
Something
could
like
do that. We
And
can
then
make
slide
that
it
happen.
in there.
Yes.
My pleasure. Okay, so Shop Hop starts soon. Something that's cool. This year we're not doing the fabric blocks, which I saw a little debate going online.
Mhm.
So these are block cards though, which are really cool. So every shop you go to, you'll get a different block card that looks like it has a block pattern. Everything is on it. I think it's great. And then we don't have a ton of these, but these really fun binders that you see there's 3 holes. They fit right on the inside and you can collect them.
I love this idea.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I agree. So I was excited. We just got these in. We don't have shirts for sale, by the way. I know people were asking. I didn't go that route. When they changed them from the baby blue because they ran out, I heard some grumbling. So I thought, I don't want to get stuck with a bunch of whatever color that is shirt. Is it pink?
No.
It's
It's a Faded coral.
Yeah.
A debate on what color it is.
I don't know. I didn't mind it, but a lot of people were like, harumph. So I said, okay, I think I'll hold off on the shirts. I think they're cool, and we're going to support them because we're excited about it. So, but these are really cool, and I don't have too many of these. They're not on the website. You'll have to get them in store or call ahead. We'll try to get these in the system.
Do you have them in both locations?
No, I have.
Just here.
They just arrived here. So in fact, I don't even know how many we have yet. I just wanted to give you guys an early little sneak peek. And I'm sure other shops will carry this as well. So
it's a great idea.
it's great, isn't it?
I like it a lot.
What up, AJ? Good morning, Tammy. All right. Am I missing any
Mary
questions?
says the shirt is salmon color.
Salmon.
Salmon.
Okay, I like that. Tell her good choice.
Salmon.
You can tell.
Good choice.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Peach. Fight. Who knows? But anyway.
It's kind of a pastel color that if you take red and add a whole bunch of white to it, and maybe a little yellow, it'll come out.
It's
that
faded
way.
red. It was red. It was just in the window. All right. So Tony, let me know if there's any comments. I'm going to keep rocking. I'm not going to talk about this much, but I just thought, you know what? Last minute decision. AccuQuilt said, we'd love for you to go and represent us in Lakeland. We went to the Lakeland show 2 years ago, and it was an awesome show. So we said, why not? That was before Daytona. If she'd asked me today, I probably would have passed. But to be honest with you, it's March 13th, 14th, 15th. It's a really cool show. 2 big rooms. It's the original Sewing and Quilt Expo. So most of you all know about this. I think it's been around for a long time.
Wow.
Decades.
I had no idea.
And they have a lot of buses already registered. So I think this is going to be a really exciting show. And what's cool is there are classes, but there's always, it's different than AQS and Quilt Fest, Sewing Base. There's a lot of different type of garment fabric and things like that. So something to think about. Lakeland's, I think I GPSed it was like 2.5 hours. So not bad. Maybe 2 hours, but yeah, it's not far. It's worth it. And we're going to be there. So make sure you come say hi to us. Get you a free sewing machine. Genome. That's right. So they've done this a handful of times and they've done it again. And I'll be honest with you, this is a killer machine that they're giving away. Good throat space, heavy duty. I mean, and it's free, keyword free. So all you have to do is come into the Cut Up and Sew Palm Coast location, scan this QR code, and then just, I think they'll ask you, where did you register? You put Cut Up and Sew, put your name, and you're done. And we've only had one of our Cut Up and Sew crew members win. We'd like to get another one.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I wonder if could be me.
It could be. You know what to do right here.
I do.
Do it. I don't think you can do it on the thing. I think you're supposed to actually come in. I should have covered that up. But hey, who doesn't like free stuff? Okay, a couple of notes that I have on here is kids classes, because I thought it was important to start talking about that. March 17th, 18th, and 19th. Are those like the three?
That goes all the way to the week from here and off to St. Augustine.
And St. I probably didn't look at both calendars. So what is that?
It's spring break.
Spring break? Yeah.
17th through the 21st.
17th through the 21st. So if you know kiddos, if you got kiddos, if your neighbors have kiddos, tell them to come in. We've got some samples. I think it's really fun because the kid can pick out the project they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be able to choose their fabric and then learn to sew.
How long during the day is it?
It's about
2.5 hours. It's totally, it's not a massive commitment. And I know I think one year we tried to do like a week-long camp. It's too much of a commitment. Attention spans for children are not.
2.5 hours.
I shouldn't say that. I'm 47 and my attention span's
So
like.
this is the launching for our summer program. We plan to have really more extensive kids classes this summer.
Beautiful. And I don't know if you could hear Tony, but she said this is like the launching or the prepping for the summer, which we're going to have tons of kids classes. So we're just sprinkling some in because it's spring break, which would be great. So we've got a lot of really cool teachers that are excited to get some youngins excited about sewing.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. And the idea is it's 8 years old and up. And if they've taken a project before, have them take a different project. We want them to grow.
Mhm.
You know, don't just make a pillowcase again if they feel comfortable making a pillowcase. Let's push the.
Do something else.
Good. You could always do
They absolutely could. But
And-
I'd like to see them as all of us, and I say it all the time. We want to push you, challenge yourself, grow your skills. You know, get better.
Get better. That's
Yeah.
right.
Ice dyeing. So we tried to do an ice dyeing years ago, and it just didn't work right. But we've got Judy Foxwell, and she's pumped about ice dyeing. She pulled me aside at the show and was like, "You gotta get people signed up." And I was like, "I agree." And there's so many art quilters, and not even art quilters, people who are just interested in trying something new. Have you ever done ice dyeing?
I have not. I've done fabric dyeing, but not ice dyeing.
Okay. I don't really know the process, so I've never done ice dyeing. I've seen the result, and it looks really, really cool.
Mhm.
Mix of like batik tie-dye sort of. I don't know. It's cool. So it's going to be messy, but it's in St. Augustine, and I didn't write the date. March. Go to cutupandsew.com. It's on the St. Augustine calendar, and it's in March. It's on a Saturday. I think it's like the third Saturday. I'm picturing what I just looked at. I think it's the third Saturday in St. Augustine. It's going to be a ton of fun. Try something new. Maybe you'll love the technique, and you can.
includes all the things you need.
Oh, and it's all
Fabric.
everything's included. Judy's putting together like a kit, I guess.
That's why we don't feel send up.
That's why we want you to sign up, because honestly, all you have to do is show up and learn and play. Because
And-
yeah.
I haven't done that. I have done fabric dyeing before, and it's fun. It is a fun thing to see your fabric go from white to something really cool.
Yeah. Morning, Angelina in Omaha. Okay, so ice dyeing is on that third Saturday in March. Kids classes, March 17th through 20 something. You said 21 or 2. I can't remember. Vote. That's the last thing I've got other than fabric and then code word, which I'm not going to tell you yet. So vote. You guys have already been voting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've seen some of the results and some of the comments. It's honestly, it just feels super nice. You guys are amazing. Your support is incredible. If you haven't voted this month, and it goes until the 28th, Biani has been doing a what's it called? Local favorite quilt shop contest.
Mhm.
And I think you can go to lqscontest.com to vote. And we are trying to get the little side contest thing where it's not about just the ticks and the numbers, it's about the quality of the comments. And apparently you guys are coming through really, really strong, and we love that, as I expected.
As you expect.
Yeah, because we have the best customers, friends, sewing community on the planet.
That's right. Best shop, best customers, best everything.
It's the best shop because of all the yeah. So they let us play and have all this fun and try all these new things, which is great. So okay, so continue to vote for us. Thank you. That ends on February 28th. The last thing I got is fabric. And this must have come in while we were gone, and it's just kind of a playful little modal line. What's it called? Flower patches. So this could just be a nice little blender. I'm flying a little, okay. I'm flying blind.
And I think one of the things I really like about these dots is they are not linear. So if you're
No, they're not linear.
and so if you like things that are sort of random looking, this is a great selection.
You can see those. Are
You
they
can't
white
see
or are they blue?
These ones look. Yes.
The lighting's kind of yes.
They look light blue.
Yeah, these are fun. Hey, it's ice dyed.
Faux.
Faux ice
But
dyed.
it's too symmetrical. Almost too symmetrical.
Mhm.
Looks like coffee cups.
Well, Gal Shan, you're apparently seriously watching.
That's cool.
Are
That's bizarre.
you like jumping off and jumping back on, or is there a glitch in the matrix? That's so funny.
Is that part of the line?
Lots of freezing up this morning.
Guess not.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Linda, I don't know why it wasn't. I didn't see it freeze up. We're gonna push through.
Supposed to be a full signal.
Says we have full signal, so I'm not sure. Apologies if we're freezing for anybody else. We didn't see it on our end. But hey, that's all right. It's Monday, it's rainy, and
Yeah. people aren't-
what can you
Could be
do?
Linda's.
It could be yours, Linda. That's true. Okay, I think that's all I got.
What do you got?
Yeah. So, I will say one thing. I even talked to people at the show about it. There is new fabric in both locations. It's slowly filtering in. We're moving out the old stuff in St. Augustine, bringing new stuff in. It just doesn't happen overnight. So thank you for your patience. I promise you it's been ordered. It just takes, you order 6 months in advance. So it takes time. And I'm not going to buy the new stuff or the old stuff that everybody already has in their stores just to fill the shelves. We got to get the new stuff in.
That's right.
So it is coming, I assure you.
Good.
Okay, now.
Always
Are we gonna do a live sold show this week?
I don't know. Let's talk about that when we're not live here.
I was gonna know because that's something they'll ask.
It's true. TBD. The floor is yours.
okay. All right.
You don't believe me, do you?
No.
Yeah.
You can do this all you want, and I don't believe you. Well, today is the last Monday of the month, and on the last Monday of the month, we have a block of the month. And so today's block is centered around half square triangles. And half square triangles are something that I feel is one of those things that takes a minute to learn and a lifetime to master. And so I'm going to try and give you some of those things that help you to, thanks very much, and give you some ideas of things that will help you to master them faster than a lifetime. And I know that this does take a life or a long time because I see a lot of people who have been sewing for a long time or quilting for a long time, and their half square triangles are sometimes you have nice points and sometimes they're blocked off. And so in order to make that a little bit simpler, I have a little tutorial on it. And this is the beginning of the block for this month. And all these little star points here are half square triangles. And so one of the things that I do, if you look at a pattern that uses half square triangles, a lot of times what they will do is take the finished size of the square, which would be, in this case, it would be 2 inches. And they add 7/8 of an inch to it in order to get to make a half square triangle using 2 pieces of fabric and getting 2 half square triangles. Now, the problem with that is unless you are very precise on your sewing, that 7/8 of an inch isn't enough. And so when I do a half square triangle, I do 3/4 of an inch difference between the two. And so I'm not sure this is going to be seen. So what I do is I take my 2 pieces of fabric and I draw a line down the center. And for a 2.5 inch square, I'm going to use a 3 1/4 inch square to make them with. So I've got my line going down the center on the lightest side.
Okay, come in. So how big is that square?
This square is 3 1/4 inches.
Okay, and you're making a 3-inch square.
I'm making a 2.5 inch square.
Okay, shoot.
Okay, so, and here it is with the line down the center, and I've sewn 1/4 inch away from the center line on each side.
Like an airplane.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Once you're done, don't make me laugh. It's not good. Once you're done, you're going to cut right on that line. So you cut right in between, and now you have 2 half square triangles. Now, the thing about half square triangles is I have always pressed towards the darker fabric. But in this particular pattern, what I found was that it was better to press the seams open. And if you're one of those people who, like me, has always pressed your seams to one side and feel that's the best way, I have recently come to the conclusion that the way you press a seam is very, depends upon the circumstances. It's no longer you always press towards the dark or you always press in one direction. You press in the direction that makes most sense for your pattern. And for this particular pattern where you have seams coming together right here, your seams will lie flatter and be less bulky if you have your seams open. Now, the only problem with open seams is it's a little bit more difficult to nest them together, and you want to be able to nest your seams. So you just have to pay a little bit more attention to when you're nesting your seams.
Leah asked if it was a scant 1/4 inch.
It doesn't matter.
You got enough fudge space.
Yes, because you have enough left over. And I think that's one of the things that causes some problem with that 7/8 of an inch to the, adding the 7/8 of an inch to the finished side, is that if you sew routinely with a scant 1/4 inch, it's going to be different than if you sew with a regular 1/4 inch. And, you know, you may or may not get that whole, the correct size with it. So just by cutting your initial fabric a little bit bigger, then you get the correct size. Now, one of the things that is important when you are in making sure that your half square triangle comes out correctly is that when you trim it, to me, it's all about the trimming, and that you want to trim it so that when you have the where the two fabrics come together, they're coming together exactly in the corner. If they're not exactly in the corner, then your 1/4 inch, when you go to sew it together with something else, your 1/4 inch is going to come out incorrect. So what I use, and my favorite ruler, and we sell them here, my favorite ruler for this is a Quilt in a Day triangle square up ruler. To me, it works perfectly every time. There are a variety of different rulers that will do the similar thing. So if you have something else that works for you, that's great. Block Lock is always like the gold standard for trimming half square triangles, but they're also very expensive. And so if you can find something that works and doesn't cost $1 million, then that's great. So anyway, to use the Quilt in a Day half square triangle ruler, it's lined here. And so I want my final square size to be 2.5 inches. So I take that 2.5 inch line right here and I put it on the sewing line, just like this. And then I trim around that. And when I trim around that, I have a perfect 2.5 inch. And you can see that I'm trimming off a little bit. There's a little bit of fabric that's going to come off, but that's going to give you the perfect 2.5 inch square to work with. And it will also, if you have your line on the ruler on your seam line, then it's also going to make sure that the two fabrics come together just perfectly at the in the corners. So once you do that, as long as all you need to do is make sure you're sewing at a good 1/4 inch, then your half square triangles you're going to keep your points, and your half square triangle is going to look really good. So for this month's square, and I'll post the instructions online so that you can see actual sizes and everything. So for this month's square, we have 2.5 inch half square triangles going around the center. Going around here. In the center, that's a 4 patch, using 2.5 inch squares for the 4 patch. And then, so because I didn't want it to be a boring block of the month, I have added an outside star points. And these are 4.5 inch. So if these are 4.5 inch squares, then you would cut your squares to make them 5.25 inches.
Fun.
So there is this month's block of the month. It finishes probably about 16 inches, I think, but I'm not positive. But anyway, so this is the block of the month. All half square triangles in through here in 2 different sizes to give you a little bit of experience working with the half square triangles. The half square triangles are absolutely the basic building block of quilting. And whether you're a modern quilter or a traditional quilter or just throw everything together quilter, half square triangles are something that you can use. And if you look up on Pinterest, for example, if you look up half square triangle blocks, you will see probably 100 different
did you do? Oh no, those are geese.
Those are all geese. You'll see maybe 100 different ways of putting your half square triangles together to make different blocks, and they're just fun to work with and fun to play around with. So Tony was just pointing to the quilt in the back, and I brought this in because a few months ago I brought in a shirt and showed you how to cut up a shirt and use it for fabric, and said that it was about 2.5 yards of fabric in a shirt. So this is the quilt that I made from that shirt that I cut up. And this is the shirt here. So what I did is this is all fabric that, with the exception of the back, which is a wonderful blue minky. This is the resulting quilt. Everything is, it was stuff that I had, and I put it together with my, with this, and as with any scrap quilt, it's always good to start with what you've got and add to it. And I did have to add this little red check border because it was the only thing I could find to blend it all in. But that's kind of a scrap quilt using the shirts.
That's awesome. Angelina said, then I need to remember to buy more fabric. True, but use what you have also.
It's not that much.
And it's not that much more.
No.
And then Denise said a few things. She uses her AccuQuilt. We know Denise is diehard AccuQuilt, which is great. She did give you a compliment about your techniques, and your pressing techniques are always on point.
Oh, thank you.
I also learned a lot about ruler works from Joann.
Oh, well, thank you.
And Leah says, I found that trimming both sides rather than one makes them much crisper.
Exactly. Good point.
HR says, I love the square. Becca says, I love it. Lots of love.
We'll be posting it in the Facebook group.
That's right. So I will work on this probably later this afternoon, and it should be up on Facebook by 5 o'clock, I'd say.
Awesome. Leah did ask, can you do a session for making geese corners fit better, please?
Yes. And geese are probably going to be next month. I will tell you that the basic premise behind flying geese and half square triangles is the same. You need to make sure that your corners, when you trim it, always make them a little bit bigger. Always trim, making sure that the corners come together with both fabrics meeting exactly in the corner.
Don't give them too much. Make them come back.
Yes. But other than that.
And flying geese, Denise, congratulations. There's a die for that.
Amazingly enough.
That's awesome. Thanks, Leah. And thanks for all the love. They're not lying. You're pretty good at this.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So how's the block for anybody that's joining in? Is this a kind of a challenge that you're extending, or is it just something that each month you are?
Well, I'd like it to be my what is in my head, which doesn't always come out right. What is in my head is that by the end of there'll be maybe 10 blocks, and by the end of 10 blocks, we should be able to put them together in an overall quilt. However, if you look at this and say, "Oh, this is really cool. I'm going to put it in a frame," be my guess.
Yeah.
We got people posting pictures from last
I
week.
thought the
Yes,
idea
I
was
saw
kind
that.
of like a sew along, which
Exactly.
that's what I thought. That's what I was.
And what I want to be able to do is build on skills. So last month was just, basically getting that getting your cutting and your 1/4 inch and your pressing all together and making sure that you're sewing and cutting and pressing correctly. This month is kind of a basic half square triangle. Next month will be flying geese. And I don't know what's after that.
Perfect. You'll have to stay tuned to find out.
That's right.
Tatiana on Instagram says what the size is. 16 inches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ish.
Tatiana, let Tatiana know it'll be in the Facebook group.
Facebook this afternoon.
The Cut Up and Sew crew.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, that's our group, and she'll post that
Mhm.
there. Awesome. So code word before I recap, and that way I don't forget.
Drawing today, do we?
Hmm?
We're supposed to have a drawing today.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, but all the tickets
I know,
are in the truck. So
realize that.
we did do a special quilt show cash pig drawing, but basically anytime, because we have so many new friends, anytime you come into either location and you pay with cash, you will get your name on a little ticket. It goes into either the pig or the cow. And then we do a drawing at the end of every month or the beginning of every month for a $25 gift card. If you say the code word, you'll get 2 tickets. So the code word for this week is block.
Block.
How fitting.
How fitting.
Because you just showed a block. Yeah. So the code word block. So when you come in and you pay with cash, and even if you're paying half of the ticket with cash, it counts. But say the code word block, and that'll get you 2 tickets, and then you can win some free money.
That's right.
We did it at the quilt show, and we were doing a $100 gift card to the winner. And normally we would do that first, like today, but it's still on the truck somewhere in a pile.
So next week.
Yeah,
Look
and it's
forward to that
probably
next
the
week.
very first thing we put in. So it'll be the last thing that comes off.
Oh, it's going to be.
So yeah, next week we'll do a bunch of drawings.
Yeah,
why
Yeah,
not?
tune in next week. It'll be fun.
It's always fun. Every week's fun.
Well, that's true.
Joann's mystery block a month skill builder. I like that. Block of the month on the websites is the block of the month. Oh, you already answered. Okay. Yeah, it's on the Cut Up and Sew crew, Teresa. And good morning. Okay, code word block. Do that block. Do all the other blocks.
Yeah, and post the block. I saw a
And
couple
post it.
this past month, which was very fun. And
It's shop hop time on Saturday. We will be open Sunday. I think the hours is the 12 to 4. Okay, and that's both locations. Sorry, staff, if you're just now learning about that and you didn't look at the schedule. Whoa, evil laugh. But we don't have a ton of these, so just FYI, they will be in the system at some point today. I want to say that there's 10 at most, 9 at most, because Tony's already claiming one. But just it's fun. And so even if you're not going to do the entire shop hop, sign up, do this region. It's totally doable, or at least get the magazine because it's awesome. And you can take the fabric home on Saturday, by the way. So just, yeah, if you've already purchased it or if you purchase it this week before Saturday. We'll see you at Lakeland. Come win you a free Janome. All you have to do is come into the Palm Coast location, scan that.
no, say no. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, Palm Coast.
I'm sorry.
Do I make mistakes?
No, but I do.
Only every single time we talk. Scan this and win you a free Janome. It's an amazing machine. We'll give you a free lesson on it and take care of you and spoil you rotten after you get it. Code word block. What's another recap? Sign up for ice dyeing. Don't forget about kids classes. I think that's it.
I'm exhausted just listening to you. I have to go home and take a nap.
Always fun. You guys are always fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. Always live to create.
And create in color. See?
I like
Love
that.
that.
Oh, somebody said talk about your shirt. That's exactly what it is. A
It
quilt.
came from, yeah.
It's
It
the
came from the show.
AQS show.
Be the most colorful quilter you can be.
I love that. Live to create, create in color.
Mhm.
Ooh.
And there's a color class coming up in St. Augustine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sign
yes,
up
there
for it.
is.
In March.
In March. Cutupandsew.com. All right. Bye, guys. Have an awesome week.